Hello everyone. So apparently I was having a moment and forgot to wave hi to the camera for this video. Sorry about that. So this is for Spiegelmom scraps, and I'm going to be using one of the backgrounds that I created for a Click Kits video that I recently did. And I'm going to create a shaker pocket to go on this page. I'm using Queen & Company shaker foam and adhesives, and I'm going to use these lovely Paige Evans rub-ons from the Pick Me Up collection to decorate my shaker pocket. So you see here some of the items I have pulled from my stash. Well, actually they're all from my Click Kit for March. I always enjoy killing my kits each month, and the best way I get to do that is by using them on multiple layouts, not just my design team projects. You can also see here that I have off to my left my watercolors, and I'm going to use those to watercolor the background for my shaker pocket. So what I'm doing here is this is watercolor paper, and I'm making a big circle onto my watercolor paper because I don't want to waste it, so I don't want to watercolor more than what I need. So inside this circle, I'm pretty much just filling it with water. I love, love, love the way watercolors react with water. I think it's really, really cool. And so by filling the entire circle with water and then adding color, the color can spread and the color can move and, you know, do all kinds of fun stuff. And you get this lovely, lovely look here. So I am just making this really watery, and you can see all the water there, and then I'm just going to move it all around. I didn't want drips, and the cool thing is, see, the paint and the water will stay right there in that circle. Like you can see, it's not leaving the circle of water that I created at the beginning, which I think is totally awesome. So I get it to a point that I really do like it, and now I'm going to set it off to dry. You can use a heat gun on this. I like to leave it a little bit and then use a heat gun just to get the last little bits of water off of it, because I really like how the watercolor looks when you just let it sit there and kind of drip and run into itself. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some of these rub-ons to the top portion of my shaker card. And I know that these rub-ons are like super duper sticky rub-ons. So I'm going to be very careful about cutting them away, but keeping them on the backing paper. And then you'll see I'm going to put them down really carefully, because I have watched a couple people use these, and I know that like they will transfer to your finger and stuff like that, which I don't want to do. And I don't want to mess them up, so I'm adding some washi to the top piece of my shaker card on the acetate part, so that the acetate is attached to my table well, so that when I start to rub and adhere the rub-ons, they aren't going to come off. I don't have a lot of success with rub-ons, so I was taking every possible precaution I could take to make sure that these stuck where I wanted them to stick. So now I'm using my heat gun, and I'm just going to hit it with the heat gun, get it dried the rest of the way so that we can start making our shaker pocket. And I'm going to start that shaker pocket off by placing, this is a frame. These are called pop-ups from Queen & Company. I've used them many times before, and they come in lots and lots of fun shapes. I'm just going to cut around that shaker pocket, and then I'm going to place the acetate that we added the rub-ons to the top. And now my shaker pocket is complete, and I can go ahead and add it to my page and kind of get this page coming together. I messed around a lot with this page. I'm not sure why. I felt like I had a hard time coming up with a layout, like a design that I liked. In the end, it came together, and it's really cute, but I'm not sure that it's one of my absolute favorite layouts. It just was a little hard for me to put together, and I'm not quite sure what was going on there. So I pulled a lot of different embellishments out of my kit, and I did some journaling on this card. I'm just going to ink it up and put the journaling underneath the rectangle. And so this layout, I wanted it to be more angular. So a lot of times I will use a lot of circles, but in this case I really wanted something that was a little more squared off. So that was kind of my plan. I'm going to place the journaling under there, and then I'm just going to kind of start embellishing. So I decided I wanted to put an embellishment cluster down at the bottom, and I also wanted to add down there at the bottom the date that this photo was taken. And I'm going to use one of these little Zotz Bling and just add one of the flower sequins from the collection to the top of the tag instead of something like twine. Now I'm going to have fun photo date stamping. I really didn't want to use this entire 2x2 square for a date, but I kept messing the date up. I find that that's kind of what happened a lot with this layout. So the background was already done, and the background's fabulous. But yeah, I don't know. I just had a lot of issues with embellishing and figuring out what I wanted to do with this layout. So you'll see me kind of just, I took a ton of footage out of this video of me literally just flipping through stuff. These little stickers are called Snarky stickers, and you can find them in the Clip Kit shop. And that one right there says Girls Rule, and I thought that was really cute, awesome. Little subtitle to go with my date down there at that bottom cluster. I'm just going to snip off the end of that little date banner that I created. And then I'm going to go ahead and kind of trim this up and work on the next area of my layout that I want to embellish. And that's going to be over on the corner and then around my shaker pocket. I'm going to fussy cut this flower out. This was part of the card that I chopped the top of to use for my journaling. And I'm just going to kind of go ahead and fussy cut this out and place it underneath my journaling spot there. And then I have that little bit of a gap, and I'm going to fill that in before I'm finished with this layout. Just adding, everything's getting inked with Hickory Smoke Distress ink for this layout. I thought the cooler gray tone would work better with these colors. I didn't want real warm colors, which is why I didn't use my vintage photo. So I'm going to cut that swatch in half. These are the little 2x2 swatch books that come in the Paige Evans collection. And then the florals and the tag, all of those things are one of the printable cut-apart sheets that came in the March Clip Kit as well. And I just liked the colors. I felt like those colors really set off the photo. This photo is a picture that of my niece, and my brother sent it to me with the caption that his wife had gone to work and Jada was wearing a mixing bowl on her head because they were being silly. And so I thought that would be, it's really cute, and I get to talk to Miss Jada quite often. She's a big part of my life, and so is my brother and my sister-in-law, so they get scrapbooked quite often. So now I decided that I want to add some circles. I added that circle that came with the cut-apart sheet, and then I wanted to pull some more of the yellow into the layout, so I'm just going to pop 2 circles from my circle punch and add them around. So part of me wanted to add another 4th cluster up to the top where that stamped flower is, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I don't know why it wasn't working in my head, so I didn't. And the last little embellishment I decided to add are these cork stickers from Freckled Fawn. And I'm just going to create a little triangle with them and trim off the edges. I'm kind of looking through the die cut still, making sure that I didn't miss anything that I thought would work on this page. But this is pretty much where I'm going to leave this layout at. I'm just going to trim off the end of the doily. And, oh, puffy stickers. I forgot about this. Yeah, remember, I wanted to fill that space in underneath because there was a little bit of a border around that journal card that I used and cut the bottom off of, and I didn't like the way the border just, like, stopped there. So I added the puffy sticker at the bottom just to cover that all up. And there we go. So now I'm just going to trim everything up, and that will complete this layout. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I am pretty sure that these sequins are still in stock, and you can use my code Sara15 to save a little bit on your order over at Spiegelmom Scraps. And I will link the shop below for easy access to all of her gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous sequins. She also carries those 8-inch doilies that I used behind my photo. They are so pretty. I love, love, love those doilies. They're a really big size and they're lovely. So that will complete this layout today. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, day. And here are some close-ups